Hello, folks. We are here together to discuss another session on strategic marketing management, and we will talk about the strategic marketing planning. To discuss the concept of strategic marketing planning, we earlier have uh, talked about two sessions in detail by using the reading from Alan M. F. Wysocki about building a foundation for future. This basically is a workbook with the theory first, and at the end of this workbook, we are having different formats. There are tables, labeled as table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. In last two sessions, we have talked till table number 9, and what we have done so far in this uh, exercise is we have analyzed the capabilities or resources of the firm. Then we have talked about the competitors, the industry, and the type of competition according to different formats in these tables. And we have categorized it on the basis of different questions and their semantic scale answers of how good or bad or weak or strong is the relationship related to a particular thing is. At the end of the last session, we have identified the opportunities and threats on the basis of available evidence and strength and weakness of the firm. And after the identification of this thing, we have answered these five questions for analyzing where our company is according to the weakness and threats and strengths and opportunities. On top of it, we have also talked about the key success factors and the successful future of the company and have aligned these things with the long-term orientation of the firm in terms of strategies by analyzing vision, mission, goals, and objectives. And uh, we also have talked about the current strategies, whether they are enough or not, or do we need some changes into that thing. So in this last section, we will try to elaborate and conclude the current discussion related to this strategic marketing of a firm. Uh, Few things that we should realize before going into the uh, strategic marketing final decision is that the companies are not similar, they are different. And when we analyze companies, we need to create some frame of reference. In doing that thing, firms can choose four primary competitive strategies in any market. That these are four most used strategies. These strategies are based on price advantage, where companies say that we are giving better price to our customers. Example of that thing is Walmart, Sam Clubs. On the basis of quality, that companies say that our quality is better than other things. That can be like premium brands, things, sort of things. Then we have a specific market focus where the strategy is based on specialized product, very small niches, specific customers who are focused by the companies. And last, the fourth strategy is value driven strategy on the basis of total quality management. Companies used any of these four strategy to get their competitive advantage into the market. In competitive roles, companies can be the leader. They are dominating the competition, and by looking at them, people try to follow them in long term. Or they can be follower and take advantage of what other have learned in this particular industry. They can be challenger. They are not at the front seat, but they are trying to be uh, the one who are get trying to get best. And loner, this is like a different type of strategy in which a product or services is a specific area where the thing is provided by the specific industry, so the specific organization, and no one else is there to compete with that thing. So all the companies try to get any one of this strategy, and when they settle themselves into that in one of that role, they try to create a strategic initiatives, and those strategic initiatives are basically related to their position, where they are and where they want to go. These strategic initiatives are again sort of five types. They want to grow their market, they want to maintain their share in the market, they want to reposition themselves by changing the key elements of their marketing position. Like IBM, they used to provide hardware, now they are providing solutions. Or they can be retrenchment strategy where they want to reduce their market share and scope of the business. And the last strategy, which is not a viable strategy, but some firms, according to their some circumstances, may choose to exit the current market. The last type of market are adopted by the organization who want to change their market and they want to enter into another business. So they ought to go with exit strategy. Then, theoretically speaking, we have five possible vertical coordination strategy in which firm's strategic posture is on the basis of vertical coordination. These are spot or cash markets, and where the market is like paying the cash in exchange in terms of exchange. Then on the basis of contract, where each participant must agree on a specification that is ultimately enforced by a third party. That is like probably a production contract or a distributor sort of things, depends upon their nature of context. Then on the basis of relation-based alliance, that is an informal agreement between parties, and um, both parties have a separate identity, and they maintain a joint management structure is not present to allow for strong internal control. And last two are equity-based alliance, where they catch all of the organizational forms, including joint venture and corporatives that involves some level of equity from all the participants. And last is vertical integration. And in this type of coordination, companies try to evolve themselves in similar kind of business. So, in addition to this, strategic marketing is also changing on the basis of consumers. Consumers are not more the same which they used to be in old areas, and they that is because of uh, the desire of quality. Consumer demand more quality. Consumer are exposed to more bargaining in choices, traditional brand loyalty is not there. People try to change a lot of things over a period of times. Um, Middle line is dropping out. You cannot see. You have started feeling that most of the distributions system and middlemen are eliminating in evolved industries, and uh, staying alive means that consumers are more health conscious, and companies have to give them better products. Customization is also on the rise, and everyone wants to go with a better uh, product and a different product. Then critical marketing concepts are in play. That is, think like customers. Uh, Critical marketing strategy question and segment target and positioning question. We will try to evolve our discussion on the basis of this thing. We are having specific formats for at the end of this thing. But let's start with the first thing, and that is thing like customers. Uh, Companies have to get into the minds of the customer and have to anticipate what customer wants on the basis of that experience. So they will have to ask certain questions from themselves, and those questions can we ensure that the whatever we are offering to the customer is according to their expectations or not, and we have to list the examples, and firms will have to think that if their offering is having value for the customers or not. Then second important thing is critical marketing strategy, and that is basically our table number 10, in which we want to talk about which are first and second most important things that your customer desire, and how that can be included into this marketing debate, strategic marketing debate. Our last table number 11 in is about two most attractive segments to serve, and that is according to the customer's rating. Uh, so let's go and complete these three tables. That is table number 9, 10, and 11. So table number 10 is critical marketing strategy options, and that is based on your experience and beliefs. Make a grocery list of all the reasons why customers buy from you, and that is answering the question is why, what is the thing which is more valuable, what is the thing that is less valuable. So grocery list means that you don't have to put the things on an ascending or descending order. You just have to put all the things where why your customers want to buy from you. And our last table is about identification of the possible target markets. and that markets are with a list of all possible markets that exist for your product or service. So whatever you are selling, you will have to list who can buy from you. That means the individual customer, industrial customers, and other customers, if you think all these things are. So after the completion of all these table, we are at the position where we can anticipate what our strategic position is and how we can use this strategic marketing framework in terms of our better competitive advantage. We have to remember few things from marketing point of view, and that is once you have determined that one or two markets you want to target, you need to decide how to position your product on services in the minds of potential customers relative to your competitors. That is how your customers are thinking and where your competitors are. You will have to make the frame of reference for your product according to these two things. One last thing is that strategic marketing management is not meant to use after a certain period of time. It's an ongoing process, and we need to evaluate it after everything that we do and incorporate our every actions into this strategic marketing framework. So that is all related to strategic marketing management and planning, and how we can plan the company according to the strategic position in the competition to get competitive advantage. Thank you. Have a great day.